Firoz Khan and his films were largely about panache and style. Khan did not walk, he swaggered. No wan smile for him. This red blooded man preferred to win women with a cheesy grin that reached his crinkling eyes. He left his shirts unbuttoned to reveal a brawny chest and spotted tight fitting trousers. A cigarette dangled from his lips, a femme fatale hung on his arm, and a horse waited for his bidding. He spoke with an American twang. The Clint Eastwood of the East seems to have come via Texas, not Bangalore.
जिंदगी जोड़ दी मैंने तेरी जिंदगी.
His admirers vouched that Tough Man Khan's appeal lay in what he held back rather than what he expressed. In an age when underplaying was considered the domain of character actors like Balraj Sahni and Motilal, Khan's emotional economy was often mistaken for wooden acting. Some even argued that Khan gave a lot of emphasis on style to distract from deficiencies in his acting. But there is no debating the ruggedly attractive Firoz Khan had the makings of a matinee idol. Baffling but true, the industry was reluctant to give Khan his due for a decade. After acquiring an English accent from a cosmopolitan school in Bangalore, Khan arrived in Mumbai to make a nondescript debut in Didi, which was made in 1960. Throughout the 1960s, Firoz was stuck in low-budget thrillers opposite starlets. Reporter Raju with Chitra, Samson with Amita, Ek Sapera Ek Lutera with Kumkum, and CID 909 with Mumtaz. The budding actor even played villainish younger brother in the Gurudutt Malasina VP, Bahurani. Khan fueled his thirst to prove himself with the taut black and white drama Oche Log made in 1965. He played an unrepentant playboy who impregnates his girlfriend but refuses to marry her, robs his blind father Ashok Kumar, and lets his brother Rajkumar bear the brunt of his father's whip. Some of the shine of his senior co-stars seemed to rub off on him, and his confident performance was appreciated. The same year, Khan reformed to play the sacrificing lover in the mushy musical Ramanand Sagar's Arzu with big stars like Rajendra Kumar and Sadhna. He grabbed the role. It gave him a chance to be in the big league. Khan earned his entry into the A-list through strong second leads in big films like B.R. Chopra's Aadmi Aur Insaan, made in 1969, and Asit Sen's Safar, made in 1970. His terse performance in Aadmi Aur Insaan as the construction magnate with flexible morals who declares war on his righteous friend played by Dharmendra won Khan the Filmfare Best Supporting Actor Award.
जानते हो अब क्या होगा? हम सब बर्बाद हो जाएंगे. मैं मुनीश को अच्छी तरह जानता हूं. वो रिपोर्ट जरूर पड़ेगा.
The buzz is that in Safar, Khan proved to be the bee in reigning superstar Rajesh Khanna's bonnet. Khan's performance as Shamina Tagore's envious husband made compelling viewing.
मंटू मिट्टी को सोना बनाने के तजुर्बे कर रहा था ना? आज मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूं नीला, ये मिट्टी किस तरह सोना बनती है.
Mukesh's melodious voice resonated beautifully with Khan's tender, tough personality. The romantic solo, Jo Tumko Ho Pasand Wohi Baat Kahenge, from Safar, with a musical horn accompanying Mukesh's voice, and the soulful solo Darpan Ko Dekha, Tune Jab Jab Kiya Shringar from Upasna, became jukebox favorites. Khan made it to the grade of singing hero, a prerequisite for the Hindi film hero. But hero roles in big banner films and A-list heroines were still beyond his reach. Tired of playing second fiddle even to brother Sanjay in films like Mela and Upasna, Firoz decided to become a producer-director himself. Right from his maiden venture Aparadh made in 1972, high glamour and slick action were crucial to his oeuvre. In the pacey Aparadh, Khan played a car racer. He cast his favourite heroine Mumtaz as a gangster stooge on a mission to smuggle diamonds, while bedazzling Khan with a sunny smile and kerchief-sized bikini. A think big specialist, Firoz successfully shot the famous Nuremberg car race with the help of a prince from the royal family of the Leopolds. Aparadh was a modest hit, and an enthused Khan, inspired by Francis Ford Coppola's Godfather, made his next glossy saga, Dharmatma, in 1975. Premnath was cast in Marlon Brando's role, while Khan fashioned his role after Al Pacino. Top liner Hema Malini acquiesced to play a fiery Afghan belle. Khan shot a major chunk of the film in Afghanistan and incorporated exciting footage of the local sport, Buz Kushi, where two horsemen battle for a piece of meat. He worked for outside producers but was partial to curry westerns. Khote Sikke made in 1974, Kala Sona made in 1975, and Kabila made in 1976. His obsession with the underworld continued in his third venture, Kurbani, made in 1980. Feroz Khan, Zeenat Aman and Vinod Khanna provided eye candy in this slickly told love story, with action as its mainstay. That he reduced an expensive Mercedes to pieces for a scene was much publicized, as was Zeenat Aman's sexy gyrations to pop singer Nazia Hassan's chartbuster, "Aap jaisa koi meri zindagi mein aaye, to baat ban jaye." But his galloping streak of luck broke into a canter after Kurbani. In his latter-day performances in colossal home productions like Jahbaz, made in 1986, Dayavan, the feeble 1988 adaptation of Kamal Hassan's Nayakan, and Yalgar, made in 1992, his charisma seemed frayed at the edges. By 1998, Khan had separated from his wife Sundari. He launched his son Fardeen with Premagan, a film that failed to fire the imagination of the masses. Unperturbed, he plunged into making Jaan-e-Shi for Fardeen. Feroz Khan hung up his cowboy boots in April 2009. He was 69 when he died. Subscribe to the Rock with DR YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get regular updates.